one man, tossed eternally into the wilderness. He will have to battle and beat some of RuneScape's toughest monsters in order to supply and upgrade his weaponry and armour. All of this whilst being able to be attacked by any other player at all times. But who would take on such a fearsome challenge? I present to you, Wildanator. Previously, on Wildanator, we did some pre-buff Revenants and landed our third Amulet of Avarice. We did multiple Wildanator tasks where we landed some decent items and supply drops. We reached 3,000 crazy archaeologist kills. We did a full bears task at Callisto. We got a scorpion task and landed a shard. And finally, we then went to the Chaos Fanatic, landed our final malediction shard that we needed to make ourselves another ward. Hello guys and welcome to episode 45 of the Wilderness Only Ironman series. If you haven't watched the series thus far, then I highly recommend you go back and follow what's been quite the journey. As you can see from the bank, we are pitifully low on Ethera, and this episode I really want to do something about that, whilst continuing to hunt that Vigorous Chainmace and second crossbow. So that first clip was recorded on the morning of the update, so I thought I'd come kill some Revenants whilst I wait for it. And here we are boys, a system update, which means this is going to be the Revenant drop table buff dropping. I'm unsure, obviously by the time you see this video it would have been out for a while, but I'm unsure at the moment whether, I know that the Revenant boss isn't coming out, unsure whether the Avarice or you know, whatever it's called, update is coming out with it, so that'll be interesting to find out. I'm almost certain that the Slayer Cave update isn't with this batch, but who knows. But by the time this video comes out, we will have already known, and we'll have some great content on it, obviously. This is future me. We're now aware of the update that's dropped, and well, it's bloody fantastic, quite frankly. Every Revenant now has 2 spawns instead of 1. The respawn timer has been increased by 33%, which means world hopping is no longer the meta.
Hooray!
Jagex, however, doing Jagex things. The Avarice was meant to be updated this week to have the Salve Amulet buff, but they just forgot to do it. It has been confirmed that it's coming next week. So for the first week, I'll be continuing to camp Unskulled Orcs and testing out the 2 spawns here. Once the update drops, I'll be doing lots of testing with the Avarice, which will obviously skull me. So you actually cannot write this. I got a genie lamp, and just to mess about, I typed, I wish for a Gora's Chainmace. Being a 1 in 44k drop Unskulled, this was just meant to be a bit of a joke. I'd never actually expect to land it. And those expectations were absolutely met when I got 4 battle staffs instead. It really is nice seeing the Rev Cave so active. Despite not benefiting me, I love the hustle and bustle of the wilderness. It's a great feeling to get away from PKs. It's even better when you're massively outgeared and leveled, but it feels the absolute best when you outplay a team that outgears, levels and numbers you. The boys obviously weren't happy as they hunted me down again. Whenever you get attacked within the Revenant caves, you have to think on your feet every time because there's various different escapes. Some people have the agility level, others don't. Their gears are completely different levels, so you really got to think on your feet. I managed to entangle this lad, but unfortunately, as he got the last hit, I wasn't able to log. But I did manage to get a beautiful hug on the wall, which meant that I was able to log out. And that, gentleman, I made 2-0. Ancient crystal drop coming in. We got a fair few of him now, but he's still a pretty rare boy. Okay. If I could offer you guys some advice for the wilderness, I'd say don't get chatty in there, because some guy might whip out some claws and decide to slice your fucking head off. Thankfully, we narrowly escaped with the skin of our teeth. 1 hit points, boys. Whilst every PKer and their mum is currently at the Revenant caves, I thought, why not try some Vetion, because that's normally a real PK hotspot, so we might get a little bit lucky with the PKers being elsewhere. We are just about to finish off this Vetion, and it's going to be 100 magic logs. I actually lost our first kill, which was some gems for crafting, which is always really nice, and a Laren's key, so yeah, 2 nice drops. And boys, you are not going to believe it. We get ourselves another genie lamp, and just like before, we rub it, we wish for the pet, and yeah, no, you already know it's never going to happen. But we do get ourselves 200 blood runes and some Herblore XP. 25 lint wet roots, which might not seem that much, but my god, we are getting close to that level 72 Herblore. It won't be long before we've got that, and also up to 60k here at Vetion now. Even though that you get 5 skeleton kills per Vetion kill, because you get 4 from the Hellhounds and 1 from Vetion himself, these tasks still take a hell of a long time. As you can see, that kill there took me 12 minutes. Pretty painful when you just see 18k on the ground. Little break from Vetion, because we were getting very close to a very special level, not to mention its incredibly grindy task, but here we are, 99 hit points. That is the second 99 on the account. I'm absolutely chuffed to have that. I'm the hardest I'll ever be to kill in terms of hit points, so that's nice to know that. And just like the range cape, I won't be going to get the skill cape. I don't want to break my restrictions for that, but it is a super nice one to knock out. Just following the 99 hit points, Jagatz throws us a cheeky little 500k to say congratulations. There was a small clan at Revs that just kept hunting me down. I kept world hopping, but they kept finding me. I managed to get away a couple of times, but unfortunately, towards the end, we did meet our demise. And yeah, if they were just going to hunt me down, I thought, why not head back to Vetion and try and finish up this task. The thing I like about Vetion is you'll never ever get completely destroyed by teams with no chance of escape. It's a really fun place to be. I get super quick kills and I've pretty much never died here. No, but in all seriousness, I do risk little to nothing at Vetion, so deaths here, thankfully, are pretty painless. Back to the Revenants, and that is another 500k emblem. Oh, nice, what one's that? 2 million emblem, not too shabby at all. Money Ghost doing what Money Ghosts do best. The Amulet of Avarice update has dropped today and I am super stoked. I'll pop on screen probably how it works for Revenants now, but it's been a really nice buff. I'd like to test out killing 500 of the Cyclops, the Demon and the Hellhound, all skulled with the Avarice. I'd consider these sort of medium level revs. Anything lower than that and the respawn time will be too slow. Anything higher than these Revenants, and without the crossbow the kills would just be way too slow. We started off with the Demon. We killed the Demon at around level 38 Wilderness. The reason that we used the level 38 Wilderness Demons over the ones that are sub level 30 is because it was far less busy. Also, if we got attacked, we have the 75 agility escape. In hindsight, I'm not entirely sure this was the best choice, as I found most PKs, PKing at that level, had the level 75 shortcut. I'm almost certain that you get more PKs in max at that level, as they're more confident about bringing barrage rather than TBs. This can be both a positive and a negative. One, you've got PKs and stronger gear, but you only have to tank 6 to 8 wilderness levels rather than having to tank a TB. Over the 500 kills I did at Demon, I averaged 65 kills per hour. The drop rate of a weapon is 1 in 26,840, which is absolutely huge. This is even whilst skulled, which means hunting a specific item would take an average of 413 hours, or for any one of the 3 weapons, 138 hours. A Bracelet of Ethereum drop is 1 out of 11.67, so that means I'd average about 5.5 bracelets an hour, which is roughly 1,375 ether an hour. The actual ether drops themselves is pretty negatable, as I use those to power the bracelet, and I didn't really make or lose any on powering the bracelet throughout the medium level Revenants. On screen you'll see the loot that we got from the 500 demons. Unfortunately on the demons, no weapons, but we did grab ourselves 37 bracelets and a 1 million emblem. The rest of the loot's pretty standard, but overall a very nice 8.45 mil. We then went on to the Cyclops. We continued to use the level 35 spot, as the Cyclopses are located next to the Northern Demons. These are the 4 closest Revenants together, so with good gear and a crossbow, this would probably be the optimal place to land a weapon if you could kill all 4 very quickly for the respawn timer. The Cyclops was my least favourite Revenant to kill. I think the reasoning for this is it's the Revenant that has the highest HP. And if you don't know, the Revenant mechanic is at half HP, they heal. So with 110 HP, it healed when he got to 55 or less, which started the healing mechanic much earlier than most of the other Revenants. On screen, you'll see the Cyclops stats. For reasons I previously mentioned, I got the least kills per hour for the Cyclops. It also had the worst drop rate for Ether. On screen, you'll see what we got from the 500 Cyclops kills. Unfortunately, our RNG wasn't booming with this one either in terms of Revenant drops. Didn't manage to land ourselves any of the weapons. It was almost identical to what we got on the Demon, landing the same million emblem, very similar amount of bracelets, and I think just a couple of 100k difference in the overall loot from the 500. Finally, we moved on to the Hellhounds. The Hellhounds were my favourite Revenant to kill. I saw the least amount of PKs here, and the ones that I did tended to be an easy escape. If they had Barrage, I was only tanking 2 levels, and if they had TBs, there was lots of ruins about to execute the Entangle and Lock. I was averaging the most kills per hour here. That was because probably of the lesser PKs and the fact that they only had 80 hit points, so they were healing less on me. I want to eventually get the level 89 agility shortcut, which is between the Hellhounds and the Orcs. Once we have that, killing both of these Revenants will be incredibly safe. On screen is the loot we got from the Hellhounds. Again, the one emblem we got was a 1 mil emblem, similar to the other two. Very similar loot again, slightly more from the Hellhounds. From this testing, we didn't manage to pull a weapon, but it was awesome to get this amount of testing done. Whoa, was not expecting that pop-up. Dragon Spear. Wow, that has got to be rare. I'm not even wearing a Ring of Wealth. That must be ridiculously rare. After a ton of revs, I was just planning on chilling out and collecting some red DI bodies, and then that little bad boy pops up. So we've got some Weapon Poison plus. I think that's from Scorpio that we got that, so we might as well use that on the Dragon Spear. So we've got a Dragon Spear plus. Yeah, this could be really good up at Vetion. So let's go try that out. Okay, so after a bit of testing this and pros and cons to what I expected from the spear. Some of the cons are that Vetion cannot be poisoned, not a huge one and something I could have just looked up. The bigger one was the lure for Vetion. To lure Vetion in place, you need to keep walking under him to get him out of his expected area. I assume this would be so much easier using the special attack from the D-Spear to just prod him in place. Unfortunately, I got a message telling me that it was too big to push back, so that was a bit of a stinker. However, a massive pro from the testing is it is way better than the D2H. Whilst it does have less crash bonus, the fact it's almost twice as fast, the DPS increase on the spear is actually huge. I honestly thought they'd be a lot closer than this, but the spear is way better. And as you can see, we are just about to grab ourselves 80 KC at Vetion for 10 Ogre Coffin Keys. And with the kill of this Vetion, that's going to be KC 94, 100 Grimy Ranelweeds. Ho! That is an absolutely stonking drop for number 90. I have really enjoyed testing with this Dragon Spear. It's been a lot better, and this is going to be KC 100 for... Oh, what's that? Task complete, 100 Veterinarian. Oh, so I think that, well, that's all the Wilderness bosses now that we've got 100 kills of. Only for coins on the 100th, but yeah, didn't expect to get 100 KC on Vetion, so that's really cool to see. In the spirit of using new weapons, we've pulled out the Theremin's Scepter, which we actually have some effort to use now from revs. Without access to the Tomb of Fire, the max hit goes from 20 to 25 because of the Scepter's Wilderness effect. The cost is really heavy with 1 Ether and Blood Rune, 5 Airs and 7 Fires. But we've gone from about 30 kills an hour to about 40, which is a massive increase. It's also actually really nice to use the damn thing for once. It's still massively underwhelming compared to its Wilderness brother weapons, but just getting some use out of it does feel pretty cool. Although we're pretty darn dry on the old red DI bodies, I can't complain about that one too much. We got both the Odium and the Malediction Shard in that one loot and bag run. We have over 30,000 Revenants killed now, and over 15,000 of those have been the Orcs with no weapons, so hopefully we can get ourselves a weapon from the Orcs soon. A second crossbow would be really nice, because then I'd be happy to skull with one on the Orcs, but the Gorge Chain Mace would be the optimum. Stinky Theremin's Scepter, please not another one, but at least we started using it. I've just pulled out some bits and bobs from the Revenants. If you remember at the start of the video, I think we had 3 bracelets and no Ether, so yeah, we're packing like 60-70k Ether now, so it's looking really smart. Here's some stuff that we still got left from the Revenants that we haven't outed previously for VLSs and things like that. 137 mil. Can't complain at that really, can you? That is a hell of a lot of money for the Revenants. Just before we jump over to the goals, I just want to very quickly share some clips from the CC. And absolutely massive congratulations to our boy Ged, who recently got themselves a multitude of 99s together, one of which was Slayer, which is an absolutely epic one to get. He's getting awfully close to maxing, so keep grinding it out, man. He also threw a few bonds to the CC, so if you're looking for a chill CC or Discord to join, you can find the details in the description below all of my videos. Now let's head over to the goals. We have increased Boss Casey and the Crazy Archaeologist and Vetion thanks to that lovely D-Spear that we managed to land. We have plenty of effort, so I'm hoping that we might get the ring from Venenatus very soon. And I'm feeling, or should I say hoping, we had a brand new boss pet in the near future. An absolutely fantastic way to support me as a content creator is through the YouTube membership program, so an absolutely massive thank you to Wheezes, Mr. Pancakes, Guitar9, GBMF, Alex, ELUW2 and Anime, and of course an absolute colossal thank you to the father, Mr. Air. Thank you to everyone if you made it this far, and until next time, goodbye.